Welcome to Poetry Changes Lives. Today, poetry, history, and a thought. As every day in my little book here, Poetry Changes Lives is its name. It comes in hardback and paperback. The website poetrychangeslives.com tells you all about it. If you go there, you can actually sign up to receive a daily email with this reading and some beautiful pictures as well, and other interesting facts about poetry. If you just put your email in the box, and you can see how to buy this book as well if you wish. You can get it direct from Amazon, of course, too. I think a daily dose of poetry does me a lot of good, and it might do you the same. I'm going to give myself that bit of self-therapy right now. Here we are. On this day, in 1889, the Austrian and British philosopher Ludwig Wittgenstein was born in Vienna. As a child, he went for a time in Vienna to the same school as Adolf Hitler. Isn't that extraordinary? They must have known each other at school, though they never met afterwards. They both also fought in the Austrian army in World War I. Wittgenstein was decorated for bravery. I don't think Hitler was, but it's extraordinary how their lives coincided. Wittgenstein later moved to England and lived and studied at Cambridge at the university for many years, where he produced most of his great work, actually. And he would sometimes do menial jobs to unwind. His religious beliefs developed. He inclined towards Catholicism towards the end. And when he died, age 62, his last words were, "Tell them that I have had a wonderful life." And that's quite remarkable, actually, considering in his writings, he said things like, I don't know why we are here on this earth, but I'm pretty sure that it is not in order to enjoy ourselves. Yet he said he had a wonderful life. It was a fulfilling life, I think, because he did write some pretty brainy stuff. This poem I'm going to read is by William Blake. Wittgenstein didn't write poetry, I think, though he wrote an awful lot of other stuff. William Blake was a much simpler sort of philosopher. He saw the world as there being a sort of higher power in the universe. He thought we were all lived in that connected universe as part of nature, and freedom, man's freedom, was a great, highly important factor, and he thought the power of imagination and creativity was paramount, and that we should be allowed to do what we wished and not be controlled in any way. He thought economic progress and industrialism and that sort of thing were really bad, because they have constricted our creativity. And he may well have been right, but unfortunately we have discovered as a race that we can't really stop our evolution and our development in so many ways. William Blake's poem, The Human Abstract, kind of sets out his views. It's a little bit hard to follow, but he was a very sincere man. Just keep an open mind about this, I think. Here we are, The Human Abstract by William Blake. Pity would be no more if we did not make somebody poor, and mercy no more could be if all were as happy as we. Then cruelty knits a snare and spreads his baits with care, soon spreads the dismal shade of mystery o'er his head, and the caterpillar and the fly feed on the mystery, and it bears the fruit of deceit, ruddy and sweet to eat, and the raven his nest has made in its thickest shade. The gods of the earth and sea sought through nature to find this tree, but their search was all in vain. There grows one in the human brain. I wonder if one grew in the brain of Wittgenstein. Well, William Blake, you know, he sincerely believed in the power of creativity, imagination, that man should be free to follow his own course and not be constrained in any way. And you know, it's all very well to follow that, but there are so many powerful forces at work in the world over which individuals have such little control. Sometimes we just have to accept that the world develops and we are a very tiny part, and we have to hand our lives over sometimes to a higher power. William Blake, of course, was a very much an original thinker. He was a fine artist as well as a poet and writer. So quite a unique combination in the history of poetry, really, to find someone who illustrates their poems as beautifully as Blake did. He was an engraver, printer by trade as well as a writer, and it's a wonderful combination. If you look at his works, his artistic drawings and his poems, they go together beautifully. I do recommend you look at them. Today I will share with others the problems I cannot resolve myself. Have a good day. I wish you all a good day. Thank you for listening.